Do you want to be chilling on the beach, sipping on your mocktail after a day of placement, enjoying the hot, shining sun and the cool blue waters? Or do you want to see some crazy surgery? Do you want to see some acupuncture used for anesthetics, gunshot wounds, stab wounds, or once-in-a-lifetime hospital experience, all in a different country? Whatever you guys want, in this video I'll be explaining how to organize the perfect medical school elective placement for you, step by step. Yo guys, what's up? My name is Taha, I'm a 4th year medical student and I create funny, informative and fire videos every Taha Tuesday, so subscribe, or else. Step 1, start early. If your elective is in June or July, honestly I would start this whole process in October. Don't be a dongus like me, yeah, and start organizing your elective like 1 or 2 months before you're meant to fly off. Because believe me, not only will everything like plane tickets and accommodation be more expensive, but also it's just a lot of stress. It is possible, but it's stressful. So first of all, I would start to decide whether you want to travel with someone, and if you do want to travel in a group, then pick your people wisely. Have a discussion what everyone wants out of their elective, whether they want to see like sort of crazy surgery and have a lot of hospital experience, or whether you just want to sort of travel a bit more and just see the world. Because different countries and different hospitals will offer different types of experience. My tip is don't be like me again and get fixated on one country thinking, oh yeah, I have to go to Malaysia, because maybe due to logistics or COVID or some sort of obstacle, it may be that you can't do it in that country or in that hospital. So have a variety of different countries and hospitals you can do it in, so that can provide you with many options. And also it's better to keep your options open, because in a few months time you may change your mind about what you want out of the elective and you may decide to want to go to another country or to another hospital. Step 2, sign up to the MDU. You should have done this actually early on in medical school. I remember doing it in first year of medical school, but I forgot my login details because I'm not a loser. All I did was go on the MDU website and just like via the online chat portal thing, just found out my login details. I think I had to reset my password something. It was quite easy, and yeah, this is an important step, because next step is going to be signing up to the electives network! Woo! Which is free if you've got an MDU membership, and the MDU membership is free. Otherwise, it would cost only like £15 to use the electives network for a year or something. But still, your boy saved you guys £15. That's a house deposit, so if that doesn't deserve a like on this video, then... The electives network is basically a database of contact information, such as telephone number, email, and even fax as well, for almost an endless amount of hospitals around the world. You can browse this database and contact all these different doctors and all these different hospitals and inquire about doing an elective at their hospital and with them. Sure, you don't need the electives network. Say if you've got a contact already in another country, in America, or in a country that you do want to do your elective in, then you're sort of sorted, because you can just organize your elective with that contact. But this, I would still say, is really, really helpful. And having this endless amount of hospitals that you could apply to is very important in the upcoming steps. Step 4, make your letter that you're going to email to all these hospitals. Instead of writing a separate email for each different hospital that you apply to, it's better just to save time and write sort of like a standard email, but you can change like little details basically before you send it out to all these different countries. That's gonna save you so much more time. And to save you guys more time, I've actually attached the letter that I sent off to all these different countries basically that I made in the description down below. So if you want to use that for inspiration, then check it out. But basically some tips for writing the letter: keep it concise, introduce who you are. You are a medical student studying in the UK or studying at, you know, whichever medical school. Include what you want. I want to apply for a 4-week medical placement at your hospital. Include dates. This is a bit cheeky, but like gas the hospital up or gas the country up. Like say you always wanted to travel around that country because of this and that, name like an attraction in that city or that country. And also with the email, provide some attachments such as a COVID vaccination letter, a letter from your medical school dean confirming that you are in fact a medical student, your medical student identification card or ID, a CV perhaps, and normally you'd be asked to provide a photo of your passport, but I would just wait for a reply just to make sure you're talking to the right person. Sending all that information in one go is going to be so helpful, because bro, when I tell you, these man, some of them reply after months. Some of them don't reply at all, and I ain't bashing on anyone's hospital admin team or anything like that. But fam, I've been aired so much. But that's why it's so important to send out loads of emails. Make that standard letter and then like fill in the little details basically, and then literally send it to like at least 30, I would say, 30 places. That sounds like a lot, but believe me, going through it myself, unless you're applying to a hospital in which it's known for accepting medical students from your university or that your friends are being accepted, then it can be very hard sometimes to get through to sort of the admin team or to get a reply back. So send it to loads of different hospitals. Step 5, risk assessment. Your university probably wants you to make a risk assessment for the country that you want to apply for. So my university, they provided me with an actual sort of like risk assessment that they made. I just needed to fill in some details, and I just used the government website to just fill in details about sort of the risk of coronavirus and any sort of like risks in that country. So for example, Vietnam, I just wrote about sort of the traffic and the traffic collisions and motorcycle and moped accidents. That's quite a big thing. Diseases like Zika virus, dengue, HIV, malaria, public safety and like culture and like religion, stuff like that. There's other things you can talk about. I would attach my risk assessment, but I don't know if I'll get in trouble. In my case, my risk assessment wasn't adequate the first time I sent it to the university, but they were really helpful. They just provided me with sort of feedback and told me just to add information about this and that and this, and I did that, and then it's fine. And obviously you're meant to write the risk assessment yourself, but if you've got friends traveling to the same country, then it sort of makes sense to just sort of get some inspiration basically from each other's risk assessment, just to make sure that you've got all the details in. And as long as you fully understand all the risks basically and how you're going to mitigate them, then yeah, it's calm. Step 6, check and apply for any bursaries available. Contact your university and ask if there's any bursaries for your elective placement. In my case, there's something called the Turing-based bursary. I don't know if that's like available like across the whole UK or whether that's just something for our university, but it's worth asking. Also, sometimes depending on the country or the specialty that you're going to be applying for your elective, you can get bursaries, special bursaries for that. All it takes is just you going on Google, and then you may be eligible to apply to certain bursaries depending on, again, your specialty or the country that you'll be involved in. It can be a long process. I've done the process and I don't know when I'm getting the money, but what I do know is that it will help cover some of the financial damage that you are about to incur on your bank account balance. Because believe me, after booking flights and hotels, oh,
it's not looking good, bruv.
Step 7, wait. And hopefully by now you received a reply, or at least one reply from the 48 hospitals you applied to. You've sent all the information they've asked for and filled out any forms they've asked you to do as well. And again, you've thought about sort of the location, the travel opportunities there, the cost, the location, the safety, the experience that you're gonna get out of the elective placement. You've thought about those things and you've decided as a group or by yourself that this is gonna be the place that you're gonna fly to and do your elective placement, and yeah! And now it's time to book some flights. In my experience, the best site to use for booking flights is cheapflights.com. This isn't a sponsored video, I've just found that to be the most useful. Basically, it's like Compare the Meerkat, where like it compares different prices of flights on different like providers and then gives you like the best one basically, or the cheapest one. 5 things to consider before booking your flight is obviously it needs to be the right date, the length of the flight as well. Nothing like too long. You don't want to be spending like 12 hours or 13 hours in transit. That's long. Whether luggage is provided in the cost, so sometimes it is. And the airline. I'm sure from the news you've just heard stories of some sus stuff, bro, from some of these airlines, so be careful of that as well. My tip on booking flights is don't just choose the cheapest option, because it may be worth it to spend a bit more to reduce the length of your travel or to pick a better airline. That's just gonna make your experience a lot better. And also a thing that we did was one of our members wasn't exactly sure whether they would be able to come on the trip with us. So basically we found the flight through cheapflights.com, but then we went directly to the airline. So I think it was Saudi Airlines. And then so in doing that, we were able to book a refundable ticket. And yeah, we had to pay like a bit more. But in case you do want to get a refundable ticket, then that's how you could get it. And yeah, after booking your flight tickets, make like a rough travel plan. Organize sort of roughly like what days you want to fly and how long you would want to spend in each location if you are going to be traveling about. I say rough travel plan because you want to keep things flexible. You don't want to make it so strict that you think like, okay, on this hour of this day we need to do this and that. Another tip for travel is on arrival of a country, you may want to just spend like the first 1 or 2 nights just relaxing, like not doing anything too strenuous, just maybe going around the walk, exploring the city that you're in, eating the food and stuff like that. Nothing too strenuous because traveling is exhausting, so you need to give your body some rest. Also within this step, I know there's a lot, Basically check for a visa as well. So if you've got a British passport, it's actually kind of sick because like it allows you to travel to different countries and stay there without a visa up to a certain amount of days. So just check whether you need a visa basically to enter your country. Step 8 or 9, I can't remember. 9, is it? I think. Now just quickly, I recommend using a variety of websites like booking.com, agoda.com, Airbnb, just because in our group we found that certain accommodations were cheaper on a different website than the other websites. Like the same accommodation was cheaper on one website than the other. So best to just use all of them and try and find the same accommodation if you can. Things you want to think about when booking your accommodation is proximity to the hospital, location, safety, and obviously price and quality. Like sometimes you want to flex or spend like a few days enjoying yourself in a nice hotel. So those are the things you want to think about. Step 10, now it would be good to set up like a travel appointment with your GP or GP nurse. To be honest, you can do this quite early on and make sure to do this like a good time early on, like maybe like 2 months or 3 months before you plan on traveling, just because it may be that you need some vaccinations in order to keep yourself safe in the country. You may need travel advice on whether to take HIV post-exposure prophylaxis, or whether you need malaria tablets, or advice on how to prevent like certain diseases and what to do. It would be very useful to get that set up. Make an itinerary of stuff you need to bring. All my days, we're nearly there. Okay, so personally, I'm on the step at the minute. It would be useful to make like a list of the things that you do need to bring to your trip. I've linked an itinerary that you guys can look at and use for inspiration down below in the description. So check it out, and also comment down below what you guys think is the most important thing to bring on your elective placement, just to make sure that I've not forgot anything off my list. But yeah, one thing I would extremely like I think is a must to bring on your travels is like a bum bag, like that sort of thing that you wear around your waist bag. In this waist bag, wear it underneath your clothes, underneath your top, and then keep your passport, your money, keep any important travel documents you need, keep anything really important in that bum bag underneath your top, underneath your clothes. And literally don't lose this. Actually, like that's why I would say just like always wear it. But yeah, a bum bag or waist pack or what, I don't know what it's called, man, just bring that thing. Step 12, keep things positive, dude. Like don't like complain and moan about stuff and just bring that negative energy. You always need to be positive, even when things go wrong. And sometimes you just gotta take things as a funny experience. Like something goes wrong, you just have to laugh about it. And if you do feel yourself getting tired of someone's crap, then make sure, all my days, make sure to eat something and sleep. Take a nap. Because I'm telling you, sometimes it's just that you're hungry, or sometimes you're just sleep deprived and you've just had enough of everyone. Sometimes you just need a meal and a nap. You won't imagine how much of a different person you'll be after that meal and nap. Snickers, get some nuts. And make sure to subscribe because I'm gonna be vlogging my electives, which are gonna be in like 2 weeks basically. I'm gonna be going to Malaysia, Vietnam with the boys. Oh my days, it's gonna be amazing. So make sure to subscribe to catch that, and also check out last week's video as well, which was something I can't remember. Till next Taha Tuesday. Peace.